What's up guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online mining video. In this one I'm going to be going over Pochven mining, the ships I use, and kind of the strategy I use for exporting compressed spud main, how I get it from one place to another, and what you can kind of expect in terms of what you'll need for standings or what you'll get for like earnings. Spud main is really great for manufacturing. It's rich in a lot of minerals, so that's why I try to focus a lot on mining it in Pochven. It's probably safer than actually mining things in like low sec, because you do have a lot of things working towards you, like local blackout and things like that. You want to be really good at D-scan. You want to be able to take your time and not necessarily go crazy. Now this setup that I uses a Porpoise, and then also prospects. Prospects will be what you'll use to mine the spud main, and then also if you want to export smaller loads of the compressed spud main, you can use the prospects. But also I've done it in where I've just filled up the Porpoise with compressed spud main and have kind of taken it out that way. So what I'll do right now is I'll kind of talk a little bit about the process of actually getting out here. Now, in order to fit ships in trig space, you need a standings of at least 1 or greater. Now, every time I actually build out a mining alt for trig space, I tend to just go in there and just kill rogue drones. I usually try to get with a group of people and I just kind of hang out and target paint and get kills that way to help build it up. It is a little time consuming, but once you actually get to that 1.0, then you can fit ships, and it makes it a lot easier to actually bring all this stuff out here. Now, what I normally do is I take the Porpoise and then I take 2 prospects worth of ship and fit, but I don't fit them yet. I put them all in the put both prospects in the actual fleet hangar and all the fittings in the actual hold of the prospect, and then just filament out to trig space. If you don't have the standings and you can't fit in trig space, you can just have a couple of alts that will go with you that will be actually in the prospects, and they'll kind of jump with you. You'll use a little bit more filaments on your way out, but you can do that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of run you through the cost and like the setup. The first thing I want to go over is the actual Porpoise itself. Now this Porpoise only has 2 major roles in the entire setup, and that is to compress the ore, and I also have it equipped with a scanner so that it can potentially look for wormholes that are high sec connections or potentially null sec connections. I do most of all, if not all of my manufacturing in null sec, so in the situation where I'm ready to export an entire 62,000 cubic meters of compressed spud main in the Porpoise, I tend to kind of wait until I can see a null sec wormhole, especially in like the region that I operate in, and kind of go that route. The glorification filaments are really only used for when you're exporting compressed spud main to market, to like JITA in the prospect. So that's what those will be used for. But otherwise, you're just going to be out in trig space and just mining spud main. This guy, you can take him out there and boost if you want to bring boost with you. I just don't. I like to lessen the footprint that I have on field, because the prospect, if you see someone on D-scan, you can just covert cloak, and if they start looking for you, you can just warp off without actually decloaking and warping away. It's a little bit more safer. But let me go through this vid real quick. All the rigs are low friction nozzle joints. Our point for this is just to make the align time on this Porpoise really fast. What we'll be doing here is when it's time to actually compress ore, then I usually only do it when the ore hold for the Porpoise is completely full. I have a bookmark out in the middle of space that I will undock from the trig NPC station. I'll warp out to that bookmark. I'll activate the siege module once, and then the compress everything. Once the siege cycle is done, I go back and I dock. Very clean. And also I have a cloak on here as well. So when I get to bookmark, I'll usually cloak up. I'll just kind of de-scan everything around me, make sure that I have the window, a good enough window and good enough opportunity to do that compression. The mid slots, 2 multi-spec shield hardeners and 2 extenders. You can do pretty much whatever you want here, whatever makes you kind of feel good about it. And then also in here, I got 60 border 5 Pochven filaments and then glorification ones. Those are just going to be like, for your in and out. And then heavy water. You're going to need about 12,000 heavy water to fill up the fuel bay on this thing, and I think about 700 or so can fit in the remaining space of the the hold, and then also the sister core probe scanners for wormhole. You don't have to have the drones here, but I just like to having them just in case like, you know, a frigate or something kind of comes up on me when I'm doing compression. It's probably not going to save you. You could probably, you know, lessen the cost of this by taking these out. It's kind of just up to you. But any fit that I go over in this video will be available in the description if you guys want to import it and sim it and try it yourself. All right, let's go and talk about the Prospect here. It's a pretty basic fit. This is what we'll be using to actually mine the spud main. I usually bring 2 of these out with me. One acts as a spare just in case. But built for agility, our rigs, low friction nozzle joints. We want high or low alignment on this. And then warp core stab just in case. And then some mining laser upgrades and an inert stabilizer. The survey scanner on here is just so I can monitor the spud main rocks as I kind of mine throughout the day. If one gets particularly low, worries about to pop, then I can kind of clear it or go to the next one. Or I usually try to like go into the anomaly and then get, you know, bookmark the biggest one that I can kind of work on throughout the day. The EM shield amp basically just fills the hole here, and then just that 1 MN afterburner just to kind of help burn to rocks. When you go to the anomaly, you're gonna hit 0. I usually, you know, find the rock that I want and then bookmark it, and then I'll kind of bounce back. So I don't have to use the afterburner too much. But if we do have to kind of, you know, try to, if we get webbed or something like that, and we have to kind of like try to outburn that, or outburn like a scram or disruptor or something like that, then it's nice to have. Then we have the covert cloak on here with the 2 miner 2s. You can go modulate deep core lasers on here and actually run crystals and get a little bit better yield. I try to just keep the actual value of this down as much as I can. And also, if you're using crystals, it also adds the amount of volume you have to kind of like bring over, not just in this prospect, but also in the Porpoise. So it's cheaper and just easier to do miner 2s. They cycle a lot faster every minute as opposed to like 180 seconds. So in a case where, you know, you might have a lot of visitors or the system might be active, it helps to like at least every minute to have something new in your item hold in case you have to cloak or go off grid or something. 180 seconds just to get anything out of the rock is kind of stressful and everything like that. This is the ship that's going to be using the glorification. If you're actually exporting with that, you won't usually use the glorification filaments with the Porpoise. I try to actually export with the Porpoise through an actual wormhole to either a high set connection or to a null set connection that is in the region that I actually operate. The only thing that differs there is if I'm going to sell it, I'm going to go high set connection wormhole, or if I'm going to send it out to null for manufacturing, then I'll wait for a good connection to the region that I need it in. All right, let's go and talk about the value. If you export and you fill up the prospect completely with compressed spud main, you're looking at about 1.5 billion when you glorification out and sell it in Jita. Now, what I do is I end up just waiting until the Porpoise is completely full of compressed spud main, the 62,000 cubic meters. That value is about 7.7. I never calculated how long it takes to actually mine up to the point of, you know, reaching that. I tend to export that amount every month. So I don't really ever get in a hurry. It's something I just kind of log in and do a little bit every day. But it's a good source of ISK that's relatively easy to acquire. It also goes really well into manufacturing as far as the minerals that come out of it. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. I hope it helped. I hope you found it interesting. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.